Alright, so we can all agree that a strong melody or a strong chord progression is the backbone to every single beat that you make. even if you're not consciously using chords, there's always some sort of underlying chord progression in your samples, you feel me? But before you can even start making those melodies and chord progressions, you of course need some sort of knowledge. But if you're missing that knowledge or don't know any music theory yourself, it can feel almost impossible to even get started with those melodies. I've been there. So in today's video, I'll be sharing my new technique for making beautiful melodies, samples, chord progressions, all that without the need of knowing music theory. And this method is something you can apply right away while making your next beat, man. Let's get right into it. Alright, man, I got FL Studio opened up. As you can see, got the BPM set to 88. Let's just get right into making the sample. So the technique that I'm about to show y'all, it's not really that complicated. Got Keyscape pulled up, by the way, just regular grand piano to start out with. But make sure to take notes and pay attention, man. So I'm gonna start out by setting the scale. Let's go for D sharp minor. So I'm gonna cover this method step by step so everyone can follow it, even if you don't know any music theory at all. So step one is starting out with some triad chords. It's very simple. So to build a triad chord, you want to skip one note in the scale. So the next note after the D sharp will be the F. But if I want to skip one note, I gotta move it up one to F sharp, you feel me? So I skip this F note right here in the scale. So I'm gonna repeat it one more time. The next note in the scale, so I can see the highlighted note, G sharp. Like I said, I'm gonna skip a note. So I'm gonna go up to A sharp. Doesn't sound too bad. But I ain't gonna lie, I feel like everybody already knows this. It's probably been told 1,000 times on YouTube already. So we're gonna go right into the next step, which is changing up the root notes. So this is a great chord to start out with. And next we can play around with different root notes. So from D sharp, we're gonna go down to C sharp, for example. Skip a note, skip a note. Already sounds good. But in my opinion, a great chord progression is not predictable. And this chord progression, these two chords that we got right here are very predictable. So what I'm gonna do next is build some other triad chords, maybe play around with some other root notes, and play around with some of the timing of the chords. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we got 4 chords laid down so far. Use the same technique, just to skip a note in the scale on every single chord. I do want to add some sort of chord right here, so let's see if that sounds good. Really trial and error, man. Sounds good, but it's not really what I'm looking for. I don't really know the theory behind this, but I usually just play around with some of the notes, kind of adjust them till it sounds right to me. Sounds a lot better. That's a great progression so far. Only use triad chords in every single chord. And I just played around with some of the timing, like I said, like kind of make it less predictable. Like it would make sense for this chord to start on the second bar, but it kind of offset it a little bit. And small adjustments like that really bring a lot more rhythm into your samples, you feel me? That right there is step one. So for the next step, I'm just copy over the root notes, bring them down an octave. So we got the root notes locked in. Since later on we might adjust some notes or take some notes out, you feel me? So that's why I want to make sure that I have the root notes put down right here. The next step is to introduce some new notes on top of these chords to really make the chords sound fuller compared to now. So next, a very easy way is just to add the root note of every single chord on top of each chord. I'm just copy over these root notes, shift click, and pitch it up like that. Not too bad. You can copy the second note over as well. Just select them, shift click, pitch them up. Sounds a lot fuller, you feel me, compared to what we had before. Now looking at it now, I already see a chord progression. I don't know about y'all, but it's that simple. The chords are there, but it's not really sounding too good, you feel me? So the next step is inverting some of the notes. So we can select some notes out of the chords and pitch them up or down an octave, depending on the voicing of the chord and how it sounds. And once again, I don't really know the theory behind this, but I just play around until something sounds right. Basically what we're doing right now is preparing all the notes for the next step. Like that. That might have been the easiest step, bro. So the next step is to select a sound that you actually want to use. So I started out with this basic grand piano just to be able to hear every single note, since a grand piano is a very clean sound. But I do want to use some sort of electric piano from Keyscape. So just browse through these presets and find something that sounds good. That's just not hard, bro. Thing I like to do is turn down the velocity so the presets kind of sound a little bit more soft. Like that, turn it up. So now that we select the preset that we actually like, it's time for the most fun part, the next step, which is bringing some rhythm or adding some rhythm into these chords. Because chords by itself sound good, but if you kind of strum them a little bit, very easy like this, sounds a lot more like an actual melody. That's why we kind of inverted these notes a little bit. You feel me? Kind of switches it up a little bit instead of just using the same chords that everybody's using. And this part right here is really trial and error. It's no music theory to this shit. Like you can decide to add some more notes in between. So for example, this A sharp, it's already an existing note in that chord. So we should add some notes to it, experiment with the strumming, the placement of the notes. Just have fun, man. Don't overthink this shit. added this A sharp up top just to really complement this F sharp. You got to really find these different melodies in between the chords. Also decided to chop up some notes. Or repeat it on the second chord. Just play around with something that sounds good. Just as this chord, kind of pushed it back to the second bar. And that's the thing with being able to make your own samples. You can just adjust something if you don't like the way how it's sounding. You feel me? And don't gotta strum every single chord. Like I could decide to keep this chord right here without strumming any of the notes. My opinion, sounds better. Add another chord right here, the C sharp, so it kind of glides into this D sharp. Sounds a lot better. Strum the last chord like that. Damn. So that right there was the most important step. So now that that's covered, it's time to humanize these chords, these notes a little bit. And I'm gonna do that by kind of adjusting some of the lengths of the notes a little bit so they don't stop all at the same time. Because if you're looking at a realistic piano player, he doesn't let go of all the keys at the same time. And also I'm gonna put some notes off grid a little bit. Like that. So that's done. The last thing what I'm gonna do is select these chords, every single individual chord, do Alt or Option R, and randomize the velocities. And that's also a crucial part to make it sound a lot better very easily. Just play around with something that sounds good. Repeat it right here. After that, pretty much covered everything. This is what we ended up with. Of course, want to add some effects to that as well. That shit took a long time, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Started with the high pass. Bring out some of the presence. Sounds good. Also some little bit of compression, not too much. Like that. And lastly, I'm just ended up with some Valhalla Vintage Verb. Just add some room to it, some ambience. That's all we need, man. Except for the first melody. That's really good. So now for all the other melodies that I'm gonna add, the whole point is to complement this first melody. This is the most important chord progression of the entire sample. For example, a grand piano, like I told you on my previous video, always complements an electric piano perfectly. They always go very well together. But the same chords, alright, boom, copied over the root notes like that. Just the same chords that we started out with. You could also decide to strum these notes very easily. But for this sample, I'm just keeping them like this to really bring some chords out since we kind of lost the chords within this chord progression right here. Of course, it doesn't sound too good right now. So once again, I'm going to randomize some of the notes, kind of adjust the lengths of the notes and play around with the velocities. Well, let's get that grand piano, but this just sounds way better. Also randomize some of the velocities, strum the notes a little bit. Just me cueing. Bring out that presence. Pan it to the right just a little bit. Some reverb. That's it. For the next melody, like I said, of course, we need something that complements these melodies that we got so far. I think I'm going to open up our kit and add some sort of ambient vocal chop to really add some more ambience to it. Here's this one. Bam. It's perfect. Start off with the shelf on that vocal. Some compression to make it louder. Yeah. Some distortion to the vocal. Lastly, added some stereo delay to it to kind of widen it out and some reverb. Yeah, that's tough, man. Stock preset, Mellotron. Gotta create these harmonies. That. Perfectly complements it. Got a lot of lows out. Something like that. Also has some reverb to it. Another EQ. Bend it to the left. That's all it needs. Alright, lastly, to add some low into the sample, I'm gonna open up Synology. Get this bass. Copy over the root notes like that. Some rolls in the bass to kind of spice it up. Bass this up. Alright, so written it out into an audio clip like that. Send it to a mixer track, and all I'm gonna add to it is some basic EQing. That's pretty much it, man. So now that we finished the sample, it's time to lay down some drums. And of course, every single drum sound that I'm going to be using in today's beat either came from my Have a Cent or Rook Season drum kit. Both are right now. First link down in the description. For the ones who haven't had a chance to get one of these kits yet, make sure to go check it out after watching today's video if you like the drum samples that I'm going to be using. This kit's got everything in it you need, from 808s to snares, open hats, kicks, some bonus loops. These kits are being used by industry producers, Billboard producers, basically everybody, so get it. Since there's already a lot going on in the sample, sample's very complicated, I don't want to overdo the drums. I'm just keep it fairly simple. Started with this hi-hat from my Rook Season drum kit. Copy that over. Use this one. Yeah. A lot of bounce to it. Also add this counter snare to it to complement the main snare. Also added this second snare on every 2 bars. Dude, complements it perfectly. Damn. Just open that to it. Keep it like that. Yeah. Just up. Gotta introduce these little stops in between the notes. That's a lot more bounce to it. Damn, hold on, but kick to the sub. Damn. Perfect. To be honest, I only use 6 sounds for the drums, but I feel like it complements the melody perfectly. I feel like it's all we need. This is a beat we ended up with, man. Alright, man, that's it. That's how I make my beats, my melodies, my samples, my chord progressions from scratch, man. So I want to thank y'all for watching the video all the way to the end. And if you enjoyed the video or find this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. It really means a lot. Also, don't forget to check out my drum kits and follow me on Instagram to stay notified when I drop my next kit. Don't forget to join my Discord community, all that. It's all linked down in the description down below. That's all I got for today's video, man. So I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I'm out.